Hey guys, it's Shannon. Today I'm going to do my fashion and beauty hot picks for March. And the very first thing I need to do is apologize to you guys that this video is so incredibly late. You know that if you watch my videos regularly, you know that I've had this video planned for weeks, and I'm pretty sure you can probably tell I have been, for the last 2 weeks and 1 day solid, I have been extremely sick. And I probably shouldn't do this video today either, but I just have to get it up. This is the first time I've worn makeup in weeks. So I want to apologize though for the lateness of this video, and I also want to apologize for what's probably going to be a very choppy edited video as well, because I have a very bad cough. It's one of those barking seal coughs that you can't do anything about, you know, dry cough that you know, it's terrible. So I'm going to have to try to edit around the coughing for you guys too, so let me just apologize for the choppiness ahead of time. So for the month of March, March is a very strange month when it comes to beauty and fashion, because honestly it's usually a very boring month, which makes no sense, because March is, you know, if you think about the magazines, you know, everybody knows that September, the big fall issue, is, you know, the awesome issues to buy. And the next biggest issue from that is usually the March issue for the spring fashions. But oddly enough, you know, the fashion industry typically just isn't really that creative for whatever reason in the spring. And so this year really isn't that different, but there are a couple trends that I did get really excited about, mostly because it's been such a long time since the last time we saw them. So for this month, I kind of feel like the fashion industry sort of had like dissociative disorder. They were kind of all over the place with the fashion trends in particular, but even with the beauty trends too, it kind of bled into the beauty trends. So you're seeing like everything. You're seeing neon. They're trying to bring neon out again. Vintage, of course. I don't know about you guys, but I'm so sick of hearing about vintage that I could just die. I mean, I appreciate when the fashion industry can take a trend that happened a long time in the past and they can make a really cool twist on it and make it modern. But we're not even doing that anymore. We're just literally rehashing old stuff, and, you know, we're just reusing the same stuff over and over. And if you know what the word vintage means, it doesn't mean anything special. It just means that something was used. Somebody owned it before you owned it. So everything in a Goodwill store is vintage. Everything in a garage sale is vintage. It just means it's been owned by somebody prior to you owning it. And so just to call something vintage doesn't make it special. You're also seeing, of course, the flowery, frilly shirts. That's kind of coming back. They're trying to bring back the peasant tops again. What else? Oh, animal prints again. There's just a lot of kind of regurgitation happening of all the same things we've already seen a million times over and over, being kind of vomited up into one giant pile of March. So that's kind of a lot of what you're seeing. You're seeing a lot of people talk about the color tangerine. Well, tangerine really isn't a color for the fashion and beauty industry this year. It's kind of a color. It's a corally color that was picked kind of as the color of the year this year. But if you pay attention really to the fashion and beauty industry, it's you know, it was kind of the trend 2 years ago. So that's not really the trend now either. They're trying to rehash the pinks a little bit on the beauty side. Again, more boring stuff. So there's really two trends that I've seen that I'm actually excited about, and mainly the reason I'm excited about them is not because they're new, but because it's been such a long time since the last time we saw them. It's like, well, you know, at least they waited a while this time before they tried to bring it back again. So the first trend I want to talk about is color blocking. Now, before I go any further, I know you're going, Shannon, come on, get real. Color blocking is not new. You know, everybody's talking it. You can tell when you watch the gurus, especially the young ones that are taking their fashion classes that have just learned about color blocking, because they're talking about it like it's a new thing, which is cute. But so before you even say it, you're right, color blocking is not new. As a matter of fact, color blocking for spring has been regurgitated solidly every year for about the past 6 years, 6 to 7 years. So you're right, color blocking, not new. What is new about it is that we're really starting to see it in shoes. And that is what I'm excited about, is seeing it in shoes. So what you're going to see a lot of is you're going to see a lot of strappy wedges where you've got one strap is one color, the other strap is another color or a nude color. You're going to see it, we're seeing it mostly in wedges, but you can see it in some of the other styles, some of the mules and things. But for the most part, you're going to see it in wedges. You're going to see a lot of wedges that have color blocking and striping on the actual heel itself, which is fun. The thing about color blocking is that a lot of times, especially in shoes, it can almost be kind of a matronly sort of look. So the way I would suggest wearing it is I would get your color block shoe, particularly probably the 2 different colors in the straps, and then I would take a third solid color, since it's going to be for spring, do it in a cute little sundress. You could do it in a maxi dress, but I don't know about you guys, I'm so over maxi dresses, I could really talk about wanting to vomit. So you could do it in a maxi dress, but you know, get a cute little spring dress and get it in one solid color, and then use the color blocking on the shoes to throw some interest into the outfit. Okay, so essentially you'll end up with about 3 colors on, because you'll have 2 different colored straps, and then you know, a solid color in the dress. So I'm excited about the color blocking in the shoes. Everything else is Snoresville, but color blocking shoes, we like it. The other thing that I'm excited about, and this is really, I'm really only excited about it because I'm just so sick of seeing everything over and over and over again. This is something that we have seen before in the fashion industry, but it's been just a little over 10 years since the last time we really saw it. And it's pastel colors. And I know you're thinking, pastel, what's so big about that? You know, people always think of pastels in spring. Well, you're right, but it's the particular type of pastel colors that you're looking for that's important. And what makes these pastels different is that they have a heavy, heavy, heavy concentration of white undertones to them. And so I have some nail polishes here, and as a matter of fact, these nail polishes come from the last time that this was done in the fashion industry, which, like I said, was a little over 10 years ago. But these are just a couple examples. Now, hopefully the color will show up on camera, but it may not because there's so much white. This is actually 2, I guess you can kind of tell. This is 2 polishes. One of them is blue. This one is actually a blue, and this one is actually a green. Now, these are pastel shades, which, let me just apologize if you can't really tell. But they're really, really, really pale pastels, and the reason they're so pale is because they have a lot of white mixed in. So it's almost, you know, this is a green, it's almost a milky, 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 you know, they're just very milky shades of a pastel color. You know, you can find pink, you can find peach. Kind of think along the lines of, when you're talking about the peach, it's kind of along the lines of the creamsicle colors. But again, it's going to be so pale and so full of white that there's just a different tone to it. Now, if you really want to be on point with this trend, there's a specific color that is going to be very popular, and this is particularly for fashion. And it's unusual. It's not a color that you really find all the time, and so this is the trend that I would say jump all over, because you're going to be more interesting and unique, but really fashionable at the same time. And that color, the color that's most important right now, is called basically seafoam green. Okay, so this is seafoam green, but like I said, I know it's probably, you're probably just not going to be able to tell. So I can hold the blue next to it and see if you can see the difference. Probably not so much. So seafoam green, it's a really, really pale green. It has sometimes kind of a mix of a bluishness to it, but it's not blue. It is definitely green. You want to be very careful because there's going to be a lot of kind of the regurgitation of the mint color that was popular You know, like 2 years ago, everybody wanted the mint nail polishes and all that kind of stuff. You don't want mint. This is a lighter color than mint. It's much lighter. It's kind of more faded. There's more of a milky whiteness to it. It is not mint. It is lighter than mint. So, if my suggestion, if you're not quite sure what I mean, is Sally Hansen has a line of polishes out right now. They're in square bottles, and it is basically the entire color range of the pastels. Okay, so if you want to go along the lines of the pastels, go look at these Sally Hansen polishes. Take a picture of them with your cell phone or something like that. You don't have to buy the polishes, but you can take a picture of them or something, and then when you go shopping for your fashions, you know, you can kind of refer to that picture if you're really trying to kind of match up the trend. Sally Hansen they're spot on with this particular line. Now, the seafoam green color is in the line. It's number 7, and it's called C. They have a polish, number 7. It's called C. That is the exact color of the seafoam green that you want. So, the seafoam green color is really more of the trend in the fashion, not so much the beauty. But if you're not quite sure what that means when I say seafoam green and you need something to refer to, that Sally Hansen polish is spot on. Now there's an Essie polish that's called Absolutely Shore, and it's Shore, S-H-O-R-E. That color is wrong. It's way too blue. It's way too dark. But you know, it's from summer of 2011, so you should kind of know it's not really part of the trend for 2012 anyway. But the reason I mention it is because I've already seen some people picking that color up, thinking that they're on trend with that, just because it, you know, it refers to the shore, and it is kind of a sort of a twist on a seafoam green, but it's not the right color. It's way too blue and it's way too dark. So if you really, like I said, if you're really trying to get it right, go check out the Sally Hansen polishes. I'm not sure what they're called. Let me look up what they're called. Okay, they're the Sally Hansen Smooth and Perfect Color Plus Care. Is what they're called, and they're in little square bottles. They're going to be separate from the other polishes. Probably they're probably going to be on an end cap, and I know that Ulta has them. I've seen the entire line at Ulta. But anyway, that's a good kind of starting point. Now again, I'm not talking about those colors related to beauty. I'm talking about them related to fashion. But I think if you want to kind of bleed that trend into the beauty, the color C is perfect. And any of those polishes are spot on. And I can tell you that if you pick up all of those colors, when they're gone, you're not going to see them again. This is a trend that doesn't come around quite as often. And I think that you'll find the milkiness to the colors is very refreshing. It's just a pastels done in a different way. And so anyway, those are my picks for the kind of spot on trends for the month of March. If you have any questions about it, let me know. I apologize I didn't have examples for you, but that has to do with me being sick for so long. So if you have any questions about it, let me know. You know, go find yourself a beautiful seafoam green top, especially like something frilly if you can find it. A gorgeous dress, it would be perfect. Get your color blocked shoes to go with it. I mean, you will be spot on. Alright, so I hope you guys are having a good week, and again, I apologize for the sickly voice I have going on, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.